Good day, everyone. Welcome to the stream. A bit of a strange stream today. Don't normally stream quite late at night, but now that the embargo for Battlefield 2042 is over, I can actually talk about my experiences with it. I was actually lucky enough to get access or get invited to the event, which is actually a review event of the game. It started on Monday and it went for about 3 days, and each day we had access to different modes or different, gameplay events to participate in. I'll get into that in a moment and also show some videos and highlights of what I come across. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game, but a bit concerned in some aspects. So yeah, we'll see how we go in a moment. But let me just make sure everything's set up properly, because I just don't want to stuff things up with this stream. Been a while since I streamed last time, but we'll get into it. So just give me a second while I try and set a few things up. Where were we? That would do, I think. I'll try to ring it anyway. But so yeah, I got invited to this review event. Now the version of the game that we played was actually the retail version. Hey, Sean, how's it going, mate? Hope you're doing well this evening. It was the retail version, but it did have a bit of issues. Main issue, which was actually affecting me, was that I couldn't get past the connecting to online services screen. So there's a bit of issues there to get through into the game. Other people seem to have no problems, which was fine. One other person had the exact same issue as mine. But yeah, it took them about a good 3 hours, in all honesty, to try to solve the issue that I was having. I guess lucky enough is that I could say I kind of helped troubleshoot an issue before it went out on release. So in a way, I did kind of fix something up. But yeah, the event started at 3 o'clock. For about the first half an hour, there was like a discussion chat with the development team of what we can expect to play on the first day. The first day was pretty much going to be the all-out warfare modes. So it's a breakthrough mode, which is pretty much the attacking team has to go in and capture 2 points before they move on to the next, I guess, section on the map and continue doing so, if I remember correctly. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play breakthrough because, as I said, for the first 3 hours, I pretty much couldn't do anything. And the team in the background, I was communicating to them through Discord, and they were, trying to fix things up, and I did finally manage to get through. But by the time I get in, I was only able to play the other mode they had for that day, which was Conquest, which is the standard Battlefield fare of, going around a map, capture certain points and do thing. Only problem was that it felt as though the game was a lot laggy or not responsive compared to the open beta that we played earlier last month. It did seem to be better on day 2 and day 3. I'm not too sure that's related to, say, like having less number of people. We know in all-out warfare, there's going to be up to 128 people on the servers. And then in the other game modes, it's going to be 32 players, and I think times up to 64 or so. But yeah, it's a bit up and down, hit and miss in that regards. But yeah, so day 1, in all honesty, didn't go as I planned, and it did put a bit of a bad taste for everybody in regards to the thinking, oh, it seems to be worse than the open beta. we're thinking, how is that possible? Like, wasn't there supposed to be like updates to improve it? The gunplay, the gameplay, in essence, seems to have gotten or went downhill. It felt as though that the guns were less accurate, or there was more bullet spread, bullet variation when you're shooting them. So it kind of made it very difficult for long range engagements. And it took like, more bullets and more time to try to take somebody out. So didn't really seem to have the same feel as in the open beta or even the closed beta. So that was one thing of concern. But day two seemed to be a bit better, which was the hazard zone mode. Let me see if I can actually load that up. I should have a video of that somewhere. Now the hazard zone mode is an interesting concept in that I don't know, it's their take on Escape from Tarkov. So one of those games, it's not Battle Royale, which they clearly stated, but the objective is that it's a game up to 32 players. You go into a squad of 4. You all insert into different areas of a map, and on the map there'll be various satellites that crash to Earth, which you have to go and obtain data drives from. So the objective is to go in, obtain the data drives, and then extract out. Now you can only extract at 2 times during the game. It's either going to be like maybe a few minutes in or towards the end of the game. And you're gonna have to take on other squads to battle them out. But then the main thing, or the main hindrance, would be that there's also enemy AI or enemy bots in the game, and they can be quite lethal. From what we encountered, they were quite they could actually spot you from some distance. So it's like, at first I thought we were taking on enemies from far, but it just didn't seem to be that way. Let me just see if I can bring up anything. I'm just trying to find a match that we played in. Most of the matches we played in wasn't that great. Actually, I just loaded up from the beginning so I can bring that up. Give me a tick. I just need to configure OBS to do, let's see, display capture. Just let that run. I'm not sure how the audio is going to work through this, but I'll just boost it up. Might not work. Let me just try something. Just increase the audio a bit more, and then hopefully it doesn't blow my ears out. But I'll just talk over it anyway. So yeah, you spawn in random spots on the map, and I'll just pause it. Yeah, you can see there's, what is it? 5 different areas you can actually get to, and depending on where you want to go is where they're going to have other enemies. So red dot is the enemy probability, is going to be high. White is uplink probability. So uplink is I think the ability to call in for reinforcements, which is pretty much, I think if your teammates are down, you can call them back. So if they get killed, you can call them back in. And then yellow is the data drive probability. So it's pretty much where you want to obtain information and then evacuate. But yeah, the thing I found with this mode, or with this game, is doesn't seem to be an incentive to keep playing. The thing is that at the start of the match, you use in-game currency to purchase weapons. So as you can see here, you can purchase weapons for whatever amount of money. Now, once you purchase a weapon, you don't keep it like forever. You keep it if you either extract successfully from the game, and if you were to die or don't extract at all in the game you're playing, you lose it. So it's pretty much, the risk reward factors. You go in with whatever you got in your hands. If you make it out, great. If you don't make it out, you lose everything. But then the only thing you really get out of it if you extract is more money or more currency. There's nothing in there, I would think like, particular loot that might be, say, like particular weapon skins or character skins or something of value. It just seems to be money in a way that you use to then go back in and, play the game once again. So in all honesty, a lot of people are saying, what's the point? You get in, you hopefully, oh, that's not playing or not. Sorry, something's going on there. You get in, hopefully you can get some data drives. You can actually extract without any data drives. Don't ask me why, but it is possible. I guess you just don't get much money. But the main problem is that you spawn in, or you get in, you come across a data drive from a fallen satellite. Normally there's going to be enemy AI around there. If you're the first one there, you probably have to engage the enemy AI and take him out. Now while you're doing that, other players are going to hear the battle going on, and they'll probably come in third party you. And also you seem to run out of ammunition quite frequently because you just don't have everyone doesn't have the proper, I guess, loadouts at the time, because you got to purchase them, isn't it? And then you also have to when you take out the enemies, there might be more enemies than you actually can handle at the time. So when I say enemies, I mean AI bots. So if you go in first, you take on the AI bots, you take them out, great, but then you're down ammunition. If you got a squad member or teammate who has an ammo box, we can probably reload, so that's great. But then in that time, you got to keep an eye out, because it's going to be what is it, other players coming up to take you on. So yeah, that's also the downside of it. Yeah, a lot of people are asking, is there any proper incentive to play this besides you wanting to play a different game mode where you just jump in, you go look. So okay, so what I'm doing here, you got like a data scanner, you got to scan the locations of the data drives. Yeah, just trying the different attachments on my weapon. The thing is that if you don't configure the weapon beforehand when you get into the game or outside of the game, you can't do it. You can't like choose the other attachment that you want in, so you got to do it as you go. But yeah, I think this is the very first game we were playing, or one of the very first games we played. It could be wrong, could be one of the second games actually. But yeah, it's unless you got good coordination with the squad and you actually have good weapons, I don't think you're gonna make a bit of an impact. I'm just starting off a bit the basic free weapon you get, which is the what was it? The M5A3, pretty much the standard assault rifle. My teammates are just grabbing a data drive. I'm just keeping an eye out for enemy players, which I found some there. Now the problem is that, yeah, I don't know, it didn't seem as though that the weapon was accurate. And I'm not used to the grenade throwing, because they actually throw quite far compared to other Battlefield games. Yeah, I was thinking, what? Clearly I got hit on that guy, but I guess not. Yeah, so if you get knocked down, your teammates can come and revive you again. But as you can understand, if you are battling an enemy, regardless if it's AI or human, just like any, I guess, Battle Royale type mode, you're gonna have other people come across there and engage and maybe take you out. So this is my teammate reviving me, friendly enough. But yeah. So, and if you were to play this to say, look, that's not an enemy, I'm gonna try to take him on. They got armor, and that's what the blue cross is. I get hit easy enough because I don't have full health. But yeah, if you want to play to get experience points or to level up weapons and stuff like that, might as well just play the other modes, like the all-out warfare. And also, what was I gonna say? Yeah, you start off, yeah, unless you got enough money to purchase good weapons or better weapons at the start before the game happens, you're gonna be a massive disadvantage compared to everybody else. And it's a bit, but if you play the very first time, you're not gonna have money to get the good weapons. So you're probably gonna go in, play. If you win, great. If you don't win, hopefully get out with some cash. Use that to upgrade to better weapons, but then you just start all over again. Go in, play the game. If you win, get more cash. If you don't win, you pretty much might possibly lose everything. Like you lose everything you go in with, and then you die. But the thing is that's besides the cash aspect, there's not much incentive, in all honesty. I like the idea behind it though. It's something different. I just feel as though that maybe if they either remove the AI bots from the game, because you know, it just means there's going to be more third partying than expected, or there's a better incentive to actually play the mode, like maybe a lot of experience points or something unique in the game that you can't get from other modes. Possibly that'd be something, but nah, not in this aspect. Yeah. See, I don't get that. I pretty much shot this guy full. I think he just jumped off. Grenade. Grenade.
I'm guiding the extraction aircraft.
Yeah.
A couple of minutes away.
And also felt, yeah, they aiming wasn't the best. It felt as though it's not very, I don't know, like some people were saying yesterday that it felt as though the mouse acceleration was on. So,
If you can hear me, I know you're alive.
yeah, once your whole squad dies and that's it, you get wiped out, and then you pretty much you know, go back to the main menu and that's it. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel as though there'll be something needs to be done to entice more people to play it. I think maybe people will play it once or twice to begin with, just to see how it goes. But yeah, what's the main reason you play Battlefield? I would feel as though that you want to, you know, level up your weapons or level up your abilities, and then you might as well just play the normal Battlefield game modes, you know, Conquest or Breakthrough, or even the other modes that I'll talk about later on in Battlefield Portal. Yeah, but so that was day two. Day two was pretty much all Hazard Zone, and yeah, I think a lot of people wanted it to do well, or wanted to do well, but it just, yeah, I don't know. It just seems as though, once again, I'm going to repeat, but there's no really incentive to keep playing, to you know, come back to that game mode. Like, yeah, we're just testing it out for the hell of it and see how it plays. I think it's also that with the specialist classes, so you're kind of limited on what you can bring into the match, especially, I guess, at the start when you need the money. It's a bit strange though. You need to spend money to choose the weapons to get into the match. I would have thought that maybe they make it that you can use your existing weapons that you've already unlocked over your time. So say like if you've been playing Conquest predominantly beforehand and you've unlocked some really nice weapons and skins and stuff like that, you could use that if you go into Hazard Zone. So just kind of like, oh yeah, you've earned these weapons in Conquest or All Out Warfare, can you then use them in Hazard Zone? But no, you actually do have to spend money, or sorry, in-game currency. But if you don't have in-game currency, then you're at a disadvantage. So let me see if I can actually find a better game we played. Yeah, it feels as though that long engagement's gonna be difficult. Just trying to take somebody out in the air, but yeah. As I said, I like the Hazard Zone idea. I just think that it needs to be changed up a bit. Give me a sec. I think I can actually find a better game. This one might be a bit better. We're talking through, but yeah, I'm not too sure what else to say about Hazard Zone. Pretty much go in, hopefully get the data drives, take on enemies or take on AI. So actually, so you not infiltrate. What is it, infiltrate? You know, spawn in, or you get thrown in by a helicopter. From that point, you need to scope out or look for the data drives. Once you found an area you want to go to, more than likely when you go there, you're going to encounter enemy AI. You take on the AI, hopefully defeat them, and then in doing so, you're either going to lose health, you're going to lose ammunition. If you can obtain the data drives, great, but then at the same time, more than likely, during the gunfight, other players are going to hear you battling, so they might come along and take you out while they can. So it seems as though you're disadvantaged to go in first. You maybe should need to hold back before going in, hope that somebody else goes in first, which kind of is a bit against the point of trying to obtain the data drives beforehand. Once you do get the data drives and you do survive, then you gotta wait for the extraction. So there'll be an extraction point somewhere random on the map. When it tells you the first extraction, more than likely other people are gonna have the same idea to go in, and then you gotta battle out to extract. And if you do extract, great. If you don't, you lose everything. If one of your teammates extracts but you die, then you kind of succeed, but you kind of lose. Do you lose your stuff? I'm not sure. I can't remember. What happened was that one of our teammates managed to extract, and the other 3 of us didn't survive. Like the other 2 teammates died. I was still, down? So incapacitated on the floor while my teammate managed to extract. And then it counted as a win for me. So I guess because I was technically still alive while my teammate made it out, we succeeded in that aspect. It is possible that you have one teammate. One teammate can extract during the first extraction, and then the other 3 can then extract later on. So I'm not so sure how exactly that works in terms of points of money or whatever, but it is possible your team doesn't have to all extract at the same time. You can have one person extract at the very beginning, and then the rest try to extract later on. I've read that through other people's experiences on the Discord that we're connected up to while playing the retail version at the preview event. Also note that because we had limited numbers of people playing the review event, took a very long time to find matches. So just waiting for other people to get ready or to jump in. That's why sometimes we sat there for so long minutes. The devs did say, once on release, the loading time will be a lot quicker because there'll be more people to join. But yeah, I think a lot of people have the same idea. Some would definitely like the idea behind it, especially those who are really coordinated and work well as a team, or who want to learn and get used to it. But I think majority of people who want to check it out, they'll jump in, see what it's like, and then realize maybe it's not for them. I think that the whole risk reward thing in it is not really the best. It's like you're spending money to buy weapons or buy gadgets. You go in, if you extract, great. If you don't extract, you lose the money, lose whatever you're taking with you, and then you start all over from scratch. If you manage to keep playing and keep winning every single time, it is possible to build up a massive cash amount, and I don't think there's like a limit. You can probably get a lot of money, but then what do you do with that money? You buy weapons, you buy gear, and then you go back in and you do the same thing over again. So unfortunately, I don't feel as though there's gonna be great incentive to play it. I want it to succeed, but there needs to be something that brings you back every single time to play it. Like, maybe there's like a rare unlock you can get in the game for doing something, or maybe there's a particular skin or particular player card or something at all. But at the moment, it just feels as though it's like, there's nothing really much to do. I let the game run in the background while I'm having a chat, because you might want to see what it looks like. So once again, I'm very lucky or fortunate to get invited to the review event, which went for 3 days. So you can see we choose your tactical items. The very first one is the shields. It's free. The other ones I'm just going through. I'm not too sure how good they are or how best they are. You can see on the bottom right, that's tactical number 2. So since technically the previous game we won, or my teammate was able to extract, and even though I was still down on the floor, I succeeded. I got access to a tactical slot number 2, but I would have preferred if you had all the tactical slots ready. My loadouts, I just chose basic loadout because I can't be bothered really spending too much money on it. And of course, if you don't have the money, how can you really compete with others who are up there? So I think there's going to be might be a possible big gap where if you get like a lot of people playing, those who get really good at it, or those who are used to battle royale type games, especially Escape from Tarkov, they would really enjoy it. But I think it's got a bit of a high learning curve. Maybe Tarkov is the same thing. I haven't played Tarkov myself, but there might be a very high learning curve. Yeah. One thing you might be able to utilize is that when you infiltrate in, He said, take a look to see where the other enemy helicopters are. I just saw one there. And then I think I just saw one there as well. You kind of spot out where the other enemy players have spawned in. Okay, so here we're just I think we find a data link. Oh, so, okay, we come across enemy area. So you can see the enemy AI. They got the brackets AI at the back of at the end of the names. One of our teammates is down. I went in medic class this time around, and I don't know what that was, but one thing you gotta get used to in this new battlefield is that anybody has the ability to revive teammates. So it's not like a predominantly medic thing. Just that the medic, or I guess Falk in this case, she has the ability to revive teammates all the way to full health. Other people don't. And she also has the Surret pistol where she can heal people from afar. Of course, anybody now can carry a medic bag, so there's no real, difference in that regard. Okay, so yeah, I think we were just waiting to see where enemies are. For some strange reason, I think I saw like 2 red dots on the mini-map. Okay, so one of my teammates picked up the data drives, and the other teammate accidentally threw a grenade, so yeah. So yeah, for some reason I thought I saw like 2 dots on the mini-map, or was it on the main map? I think yeah, okay, yeah, I see 2 dots on the main map. I'm like, how am I supposed to see that from here? I don't know. How was that spotted? It doesn't make sense, but... So we're thinking, yeah, I don't know what we were doing here. I think we're just like holding back just in case enemies rock. That's the thing you're gonna come across, is that, well, my thinking, teammate keeps throwing grenades by mistake. My thinking is that if you're the first to engage hostile forces or opposing forces, which is the AI, you're gonna get in trouble. Oh, okay. This is where another enemy team rock up. I decided to go for the flank. So, and then I think I do see the enemy. There it is. I just see the enemy there. Trying to see where they are, and then.
Enemy fire team is down.
Okay. And then one of the in-game characters says that the enemy fire team is down. So kind of gives you an audio clue that the enemy squad is taken out. I think they might need to try maybe follow Warzone by having it written on the kill feed saying, enemy team wiped, just to give you an easy idea to follow if you're not listening or paying attention. So I think at this stage we were like, oh, what are we going to do? We're going to hang around here? We're going to extract? Because yeah, we're not too sure. I'm not the best at this mode. I hardly ever play, battle royales or Escape from Tarkov, so I'm just keeping an eye to try and see enemies or what's going on. I think there's a tornado coming in. Yeah, there was a data drive in front of me down there. I didn't really notice it until one of my teammates picked up. I thought that was one they picked up, so yeah, I was going, did we pick it up already? And I'm not sure, so I'm just trying to think. Yeah, okay, so that there, just down there, I can hear it. Okay, so I don't have an option for a ranger at the moment, which is that robot dog, but this pickup here is to call in a robot dog. So I think I call one in, but I'm not too sure whether it's not. And then I think we decide, oh, we're just gonna go for the extraction. We can't be bothered trying to hang out. And then it tells us in the game that the extraction is at E1. So we all jump into one vehicle. I think one of the teammates gets into the quad bike behind us. Yeah, he gets into the quad bike. And I don't know why we've got this music going on continuously. Now, I was thinking that you could lean out of the vehicles when you're a passenger, but no, you can't, which kind of makes you like a sitting duck. Games, for example, like Far Cry 5, I think Far Cry 6 as well, you can lean out of the passenger. Even in Ghost Recon Wildlands and Ghost Recon Breakpoint, you can lean out of the window and fire. So I was kind of like surprised that there's no capability for that. Maybe you'll be too OP as a squad if you were able to have all your teammates fire while you're driving, but yeah. One downside I do I keep forgetting or don't really enjoy is that when you're a passenger, you got no third-person view, which is a bit annoying. So I'm not too sure what our teammates doing to drive. I think he just wanted to go straight to the extraction point, but we come across some enemies. I don't know whether these guys are these AI or human. We're getting shot from the left. Yeah, so our teammate actually drove all the way into the firefight. I thought, why not just? I would have preferred that he just, you know, stop the vehicle nearby and then we go on foot. Yeah, so that's AI that. Yeah, that was AI that I just took out. So it's kind of weird. I thought I saw AI parachute, and then over here we got, you know, human players. So yeah, it's a bit mostly confusing. But you know, when you're engaging with somebody, you don't know whether they're AI straight away or if they're humans. Of course, you want to engage against the humans first if you can, but yeah, you're not gonna really know. So my thought is that if they were to either remove the AI bots or have the AI bots as just like cannon fodder, like they can just walk around, not do much, not have so many grouped together. They can be like a bit of a bonus if you come across them and take them out, and you can, you know, take them out for money, or get some kind of other bonus from them. But if you spend a lot of time focusing on the AI without knowing it, you're gonna get wiped by another team that pops up. So yeah, that's one thing that it seems. I feel as though to do well, you're not going to want to engage first against enemies. Let me just stop that. You're not going to want to engage first against the AI. You want to, you know, sit back and let somebody else do it first. But that kind of feels as though defeats the purpose of wanting to go and engage and, you know, get the data drives straight away. You go into that mode to take on enemies. You don't go into that mode to sit back and relax. Even though they did say the objective is to extract with the data drives, not to take enemies on, but you're gonna be forced to take enemies on if you want to do things like that. Okay, let me just stop that there. But yeah, that was Hazard Zone. Didn't really enjoy it too much. Besides the fact getting smacked a lot, but once again, everybody going, what's the purpose of playing this mode? Besides just playing it, there's nothing that wants to entice you. Like, I want to level up my character, I want to level up my guns. I'll play the other modes. I want something that's more players as well. I'll play Conquest or Breakthrough. Something that gives me access to vehicles and you know, like that. So I'll play the other modes. So it's interesting, just not something I would see myself playing unless it's changed quite a bit. Okay, give me a tick. I'm just gonna quickly see what I can find. Get another video out. Did a lot of recordings, but let's just see what we got. Because day 3, we did play Battlefield Portal. Yeah, Battlefield Portal. Now that's the mode that's really interesting in terms of. Let me just try and find a video. Because it's pretty much a mode. So Battlefield Portal is where you can make up different game modes yourself with different rules and different sets, even though they're a bit limited in some areas. But you can have weird customizations. Like the one we played first, or one they gave us to play first, was called VIP Fiesta by Courage, where it's pretty much. I made a YouTube video for this, but I tried to remember is that it's a team deathmatch game. One of your teammates is so on each side there's a VIP. Now the objective is to kill the VIP. You get a point for taking out the VIP, and when the VIP dies, another person on the team is randomly selected to become the VIP. The first team that gets 15 VIP kills wins. Also, when you spawn in, you can't choose what class you want. It's a random luck of the draw, so you can do, you know, either assault or medic or whatever, depending on what you are. And also, to change things up, one side is classes from Battlefield 1942, and the other side are the classes from Bad Company 2. So you got World War II weapons taking on modern style weapons. Now, when I was playing, I actually got chucked onto the Battlefield 1942 team, which is a bit of a challenge in itself, but we came through with a win, which was great. Also, is that we were taking on a team that's a bit stacked because they had a squad on their side who was full of competitive streamers. So yeah, I was happy that we took the win. So here we go. This is Battlefield Portal. So I started off as sniper. I thought you could actually choose which class you wanted at the beginning. I thought I chose sniper, but I just chose randomly. So I'm on 1942 side, and we're taking on Bad Company 2 classes. So a bit hard to see, but yeah, he's got more modern style ability and weapons. I think I did okay in this match, but yeah, it was actually fun. The whole idea of taking on an opposing team that's not the same era as you. Yeah, so like the guys that we're taking on have got more modern style weapons. They're from Bad Company 2. And I'm on the side that has the World War II weapons. So, and don't forget, it's all random chosen when you spawn. So even though in the video I'll be trying to click on a particular class or choose a particular weapon, I think you can choose the weapon only if you spawn as that class. So yeah, I'm thinking, oh, can I choose one of these? What did I choose? I chose Assault, but when I deploy, it changed me to Engineer. Engineer has the Grand, so bit of a, didn't realize that until a bit later on. But the Grand's a pretty good weapon. You can use it properly. Okay, so this is the, what's it? Is it Erika Harbor? So I never really played Bad Company 2 a lot back in the day. So Erika Harbor, I think it is. Erika, well, you know what I mean. So, and also the enemy VIP is highlighted for you. So yeah, that's the VIP over there. So, you know, it prevents people from like camping all the time. You don't know where they are. You know, your job is to try and take out that enemy VIP. But you also got to take on other players at the same time too. Yep, that's right. One thing I keep noticing now when playing this Battlefield is that you run out of ammunition quite easily. And it seems to be harder to get supplies because you don't have like designated supply class or support class with the ammunition box like in Battlefield 4. You can always, you know, have your own ammo supply box yourself, but then the thing is that with the supply, what is it, the gadgets or supply or whatever slot is in, it's the same slot that we use for, say, like medic bag, rocket launchers, other abilities. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So if you're gonna play, you need a good mix in your squad. To, you know, you don't want everybody to all have the medic bag, even though I guess you could survive, but you don't want everybody to have the same thing because you're gonna, you know, run out of ammunition quickly. You're not gonna have the capabilities to take on vehicles if you don't have any rockets. So yeah, so this one, yeah, you can see I spawned with the bazooka, World War II bazooka. I did not know how short it fires. I thought it would fire a lot longer when I take a pot shot. Yeah, it kind of like drops down quite quick. So. And I also didn't realize that in Battlefield 1942, the anti-tank class is pretty much just a bazooka. You don't have any other weapons besides the pistol. I found it strange as well that the bazooka has like auto resupply. It takes its time though for you to resupply rockets. Maybe they thought that's what they needed in this game. I'm not sure if that's the same thing in the original 1942. I would think maybe not, but who knows? But yeah, so this one, yeah, you gotta try and take on the VIP, but half the time I'm just confused, not confused, just wanting to take on anybody that I can see, even though the VIP is spotted in the game. But you just want to take anybody on. Yep, nice shot there with the Grand. I'm happy with that. I don't know if there's any obstacle between me and the VIP there, but I'm just taking pot shots just in case. Because I was just looking through a tree, wasn't I? So, and I'm just trying to see what other gear I got. He does get in the open, I think. Yeah, we took the VIP out, so that's good. And now I'm just trying to think, okay, what next? I guess I keep forgetting that you gotta take out the VIP, but if I see any enemies, I'm just gonna take them on if I can. And I don't know whether it's just the way my playstyle is, but kind of like tend to run out of ammunition quite quickly. Got a kill assist there. So my teammate took him out with a, I think it was a bazooka, and then I just damaged him with the Grand, so I got a bit of a credit for that one. Yeah, so this was a fun mode to play in. The other modes that they had in Portal, which is a bit weird, because you know they showed how you can configure the logic engine to certain parameters. Like we did play one mode later on, or I played one mode later on, which was a pretty much free for all, using Bad Company 2 classes and weapons. And yeah, when we played that, I was only up against like 4 or 5 other people in the match, and the map was quite large in size, so a lot of time was just walking around trying to look for movement, look for enemies. I did end up using the light machine gun in it, and that light machine gun had so many bullets and it's quite accurate as well, so managed to win that one. But that whole mode took like 17 minutes. There was a timer. I think the time ran out before we reached the target of 50 kills to win, but there's just not enough people. And then if there was more people, it'd be more enjoyable, I would think, or more quicker. And then after that, there was also another game mode that they made called, I don't know what it's called, but you spawn in with one rocket, so with a rocket launcher, and only one rocket in it. After you fire the rocket, to reload it or to get another round of ammunition, they made it that your character needs to jump 5 times. So you don't have to be standing in one spot. You can, like, you know, jump and move on it. After you jump 1 time, then your rocket launcher gets reloaded with a new round. So it's pretty much like some kind of you know, rocket mode they got in there, or somebody made up for the DICE team, and they're explaining it to, and also showing us how they did it in the logic engine. Bit too complicated for my liking. I probably won't spend time trying to make anything. Maybe later on I will, but it was a interesting mode. It was actually kind of fun, just to, you know, mess about using rockets. But yeah, something different, something new they want to take out. I think the whole point of it, or the whole idea, is that they want to give you the ability to make game modes yourself, or make something interesting that you want to play or other people play. In the full game, there will be, I think, rotations of game modes in Portal that they make that better for, so that DICE have created, and that you can actually participate or play in, and keep it up and running. I'm not too sure how long, was it every week or something, but things that if you make a mode or you host a mode that you've created, the mode, so that server will only be up for as long as there's one person in that server. As soon as the last person leaves it, that's it. The server kind of like turns off, shuts off. So I feel as though that if you want to play a particular mode that you've created, you need to either continuously make it yourself. You might need to maybe communicate with some friends or some of the others on the net to have that mode running with a certain parameters or a certain settings for it. So just turning it down a bit to have it up and running. I think we were hoping that there'll be an option or way to have, you know, your server up and running continuously all the time. It might be a bit too much on stress on the systems to have, you know, it running every single time there's nobody playing it. So I don't know how exactly it functions, but that's where it is. Again, here's the final kill that we need to win, which I managed to get. And there it is, we get victory for this game mode. So I actually like that. The whole imbalance, well not really imbalance, but you know, you got World War II weapons taking on modern day weapons. I'm not sure whether the healths are altered for World War II. I think it could be, I can't remember, but it didn't feel as though the health was different. But that was actually fun nonetheless. I guess it's just to show that, you know, you can make some other modes yourself if you really wanted to. Oh, that's just reloading again, the same map. Let me just choose something else if I can. What is free for all? Give me a second, trying to check to see what I've got on this side. Free for all. Let's see what we've got. No, that's a free for all. That's best. No, they're the rocket one. So I'm just trying to see where that rocket one is. No, that's not it. Sorry, just trying to find other stuff here. Give me a tick. Let me just change that to my ugly mug. Where the hell was that? Not that one. So I'm just gonna go through to see what we've got. Was it this one? Nope. So I'm just trying to find it. I can actually find it. Actually, we caught that rocket one. Is this it? Yeah, this was it. Okay, give me a sec. Let me just load it up. Where the hell are we? Cool. Let me skip through. Okay, so there's more people in this mode that we're playing. But also then it's yeah, so you spawn with a rocket, so it doesn't really matter what class you choose. You don't have access to like the medic bag or the ammo bag, whatever. You just spawn with one rocket, you get a knife. So you can see you shoot a rocket, you have no more bullets. You then have to jump 5 times to reload, but in this case, I just ran after this guy while he's trying to reload. And then go in for the execution kill. Nice. Yeah, so you jump 5 times, and then you reload the rocket. I don't realize that until you actually press the button to bring my rocket back out. And then yeah, you just like rinse and repeat. So interesting mode. I think it's just more for kicks and giggles than anything else. One thing I found is that with the knifing, they seem to be a bit inconsistent. Like you take a slash or a stab at somebody, and it feels as though you're not hitting them at all. Yeah, I managed to stab that guy. I don't know how exactly. It feels as though that maybe the area of damage when you're stabbing is like quite narrow in front of you, unlike say like I think maybe Call of Duty, it's a bit more wide. Damn it! One thing I don't like about this rocket that they're giving us is that when you aim down a sight, you're aiming quite far. Not that far, but more than that. I would prefer like I prefer if it's like an RPG where it's just like a close aim, not like a scope at all. So yeah, so you jump 5 times, it reloads automatically, so there's no animation for you to reload, and then just trying to find an enemy to take out. Yeah. Yeah, so you gotta be wary of where your enemies are in this particular mode. Yeah, so if the map was a lot smaller than what they chose here, I think it'd be a lot better. It just seems a bit hit and miss. Stab. See, trying to stab him. This person's bloody. That was a staff member that I killed. Yeah, so they're used to the whole, jump and prone capabilities of movement. But yes, the stabbing is not very. What is it? feels though you're not doing enough damage, but feels as though you're not what is it? Trying to find a word. It feels as though the area of swiping is too narrow, so you can't do anything there. Yeah, so if you can get good hits with the rocket launcher, fine. But if you want to try to get some stabbing going on, it's a bit difficult. So I'm trying to stab this person. It's like, yeah, it feels as though there's no. You got to be precisely aiming at the person to get any damage with the knife. So maybe they didn't want to make the knife too overpowered in like other games. So. Yeah, so it's a bit weird. This guy tried to snap me, but I think he got hit by the rocket instead. Oh, got hit with a rocket. So yeah, it just goes to show that there is possibilities of particular game modes you can make. But yeah, I don't know. Like the whole Battlefield portal is a nice idea, but probably not one that I will mess about too much, unless there's like some incentive to play, like maybe a lot more XP or a mode that's more fun. But the first one was actually good that we did, the whole World War II versus modern day weapons for that VIP Fiesta. But this one, yeah, probably not to my liking. I can see now there's going to be a lot of choices to choose from, and I guess you'll only be limited by, say, like what's available to you in terms of the local area. Or you can always make one up yourself if you need to, but it just seems yeah. Oh, a double kill I got there. I think the one that I'll be interested in playing is Conquest. But from the day one of the event, Conquest was a bit buggy. So hopefully they fix it up. Maybe they need to either increase the bandwidth or something, or because there's so many people. I guess they can do so, because during the open beta, during the closed beta, it had good gunplay. Felt like the guns at a distance did damage. They were accurate. It wasn't like any stuttering. I don't know stuttering. I don't know how to explain it. If it's stuttering or if it's like just a bad handling. I'm not sure. Did that guy kill himself? I don't know. But yeah. So the game comes out tomorrow. Yeah, so tomorrow's early access, which is 4 p.m. my time. So 4 p.m. Australian. Well, I got hit in the air. Australian Western Standard Time. So that would be, what is it? 4 p.m. my time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern States daylight savings time for like Sydney and Melbourne. Oh no, Sydney, Melbourne, yeah. Oh, Sydney, sorry, not Melbourne. They are different times. I forgot. Yeah. So fingers crossed that things work out on day one of early access. Definitely wanting to enjoy Battlefield. Been a while since I actually played a Battlefield game or Battlefield series that I really enjoyed. Last one would probably be Battlefield 4. The last modern era Battlefield. And then after that we had Battlefield 1. I enjoyed Battlefield 1, but after a while I just felt there wasn't really much to go in. And also, being in Australia, we got lower population density, so unless there's a lot of people playing at the time, you're not really going to find many people. Like right now, you might find people playing Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4, there'll be people playing because they all got hyped up after playing this. And then there's Battlefield 1, which I don't think you get any servers. You might have one or two playing right now. There'll be people playing Battlefield 5 for sure, but and not. Let's see. There's a whole talk about that. If people were to, oh sorry, another full screen. If people were to play this game, they'd be uninstalling Battlefield 5. I think because there's a lot of talk that there were cheaters or hackers in Battlefield 5. I don't have Battlefield 5, so I don't know from experience, but that's just the thing it was. Yeah, so hopefully tomorrow things are smoothed out for the launch. You know, the feedback we gave them from playing this was just this week, so hopefully, you know, the feedback that we've given and provided, they can do something to, in a few days that we had. So on Monday is when we had day 1 of the event, and Tuesday was day 2, yesterday, Wednesday was day 3. See, that guy flew. And then it's like, yeah, only a couple of days to fix things. Now, things that, you know, a lot of people are saying, please revert back to the beta gunplay settings or the handling and the movement and all that. So if there's a way for them to do that and they're happy with it, great. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. In all honesty, I was thinking, and I think a lot of people are thinking, I guess it's fair enough, it's like, what was the reasoning? Like, why did they change the gunplay, or why did they change the movement? It seemed fine in the beta. I guess a lot of people like the fast-paced movement. A lot of people also like the guns. You can actually aim from a distance and get some damage on enemies and take them out too. From long range engagements, especially with like the assault rifles, it was possible to take people out. Now it just feels as though you either have to try to burst fire or try and take pot shots from distance and hope for the best, especially with the cone of the cone. Sorry, the what do they call it? The deviation on the bullets. Yeah, so this rocket mode, I think the map is just too big for it, or there wasn't a lot of people to play. Maybe for this one, they needed to choose a map that's got like a smaller size map, so it can be more chaotic and more quicker. But yeah, that was this mode. I managed to get second, so I was okay with that. Did it say how many people playing? No, it didn't really show how many people playing that mode, which is a bit strange. What else was there? Give us a tick. Just want to see what we've got. So I'm just gonna bring out the windows and see what we have. Portal collection. Okay, might as well play this. We've got the uniforms for the characters from Battlefield 2042. I told you to pause and didn't pause. Okay. So I'm just highlighting all the available, I guess, outfits that they have from unlock, that you can unlock for the characters. From the get-go, they're pretty much all stock standard the same. So they got the basic ones, and then some of them have unique outfits or unique sets, which is nice. Like, so you can see by the color of this, this is like common, so rare they call it, and then you got purple, which is epic. You do have gold, which is legendary. So I'm not sure what the requirements are to get these epic loadouts. I think with that one there, Stormbreaker, that one is... No, it's not Stormbreaker, that's tier 1, my mistake. That's called tier 1. We're just moving on to the next one. That one is going to be like one of the very high level ones to get. So hopefully they'll let us know later exactly what we need to achieve that. Maybe is that with a particular character, you need to maybe play certain hours or get certain kills or do certain things. I'm assuming that's going to be the case with what we've seen from other Battlefield games. Can you show us the attack chopper unlocks? I didn't actually go through every single vehicle, unfortunately. We were limited on time. So all I did in this one was really to show what the vehicles are, but I actually didn't see the unlocks. From what we know, they're pretty much going to be the same from open beta and also from previous games. A lot of people that I played with were saying that it feels as though they need to work on the unlocks for the weapons. So what was an attack chopper? I can't remember exactly. I think I only went to the tank, not the attack chopper. Yeah, sorry about that, mate. Because as I said, we were limited on time. I didn't want to spend, because pretty much during the sessions, we were given time to play certain modes. And some people like me, if we weren't playing that mode, then we were just recording stuff in the background. I could have recorded everything available to unlock, but that would meant I would missed out on actual play time and then miss out on the time to give feedback to the developers. So I thought, some things I can do quickly, I'll do very quickly, which was showing the uniforms or the unlocks here. A lot of them are going to be the same, very generic for each class, or sorry, for each specialist. I'm so used to playing classes because we're used to that, but for specialists. But yeah, so pretty much the different uniforms you're going to have here are the epic ones or the legendary ones. So hopefully they'll be, I won't say easy enough to get, but over time, when you work towards it, it'll be really good to work your way to get it. At least it's something that's achievable, not something that seems to be really far-fetched or something that seems to be really stupid to obtain. Like I remember in the Battlefield 2142, the futuristic one. Okay, so this is Irish's tier 1. I like that on him. It looks good. He's also got another 1 year. And then this one, his legendary one. So this one you get, I think, if you pre-order the game, and it doesn't matter which version you get. I'm not sure. Maybe you need to go to the Ultimate Edition, but it's actually a nice looking uniform. This is the one that we see Irish wearing during the Exodus short movie. I believe that's the one that he's wearing. So it's nice. Hopefully there'll be more epic and legendary uniforms as time goes on. I think they will be adding more stuff. We do know that in the future they're going to be adding more specialists and other content. So we're assuming more maps and more guns, because we know at the moment they've told us there's 22 guns in 2042, 22 weapons. Some who might say that's very little compared to Battlefield 4, but then in the end, when you think about it, I was talking to a friend about this today, like in Battlefield 4, after all the DLCs, there's 12 sniper rifles, and I only pretty much used 2 sniper rifles in the whole game of Battlefield 4. So yeah, I don't want it to be too many weapons, because then it's going to be like, what's the point? I want to maybe specialize in a few. This is a weird looking uniform for Boris. I'm not too sure what that's supposed to represent, but a Centurion or some type. Looks interesting, but no worries. But yeah, as I said, I don't want there to be too many weapons, because if there's too many, then I can't really utilize all of them fully. If there's some, then, or a small handful, then it is possible. And the whole talk about specialists or classes, I like the idea of specialists, but I feel as though they need more. They need to be able to do more than just what they're limited with. Yeah, this skin, Shadow Stalker for Casper. When I first started going, why is he got like an apron on? Is that supposed to be an apron, or is that supposed to be like a camouflage? Don't ask me why. It's shiny, doesn't make sense, but But yeah, as I was saying, specialists, because they're limited to, okay, they've got their special ability, or what they call it, the specialty. Okay, they've got a specialty and they got a trait. I always keep forgetting what trait each one has, because it's a passive thing. Like for example, McKay with the grappling hook, his trait is he's more nimble and faster on the zip line. He can aim down the sights and move faster as well. Other people, I think, what was it? I think it was, what's the name of the wall hack? Yeah, this chick. Pike, is it Pike or Pake? Pake, I think. If she gets shot, if she gets hit by an enemy, it highlights where the enemy is. So it's kind of like a bit of a too much overpowered thing. And then I think her specialty is like some kind of scanning ability to see where enemies are behind cover. But I think they might have toned it down now. So yeah, but I think that you're very limited on what you can do. I think also because that you got 4 people So 4 people in a squad. So there's less of capability of having all bases covered. Like, you need one person that has ammunition, you need one person that has healing, one person that can also deal with doing taking on enemy vehicles. You maybe need another one that can have the shield or become like the tank. Maybe you need another one that has a sniper or recon capability. So I guess with the limited people you have per squad, it does put a lot more tactical awareness in what you need to have. I like this uniform here for this guy. I don't know why, but it just looks kind of kick-ass. Probably won't work well instead of like a night area, but that's very nice nonetheless. Yeah. So at the moment when I was playing it, I was having like yeah, I think a lot of us were saying that you run out of ammunition quickly. I think especially when we're playing Hazard Zone, because you take on the enemy AI, you lose all the bullets or you lose a lot of ammunition, and then you need to either have an ammo box with you to load up again, and then same thing with health. But health, that restart again. Yeah, health I think regens. Does it regen? I think health regens, but yeah, health regens, but at a slow pace. So that's something that you might need to keep an eye on. Okay, let me just check what else I've got in another video. Okay, this is what is it? Yeah, let me just see if I can load it up. Give me that. Okay, yeah. So I'm just going through the different classes or characters for each era. Like this is on a day that we have access to Battlefield Portal, and since I already went through the Battlefield 2042 stuff, or actually made a YouTube video for Battlefield 42 stuff, excuse me, we can then move on to other ones. Did I skip this? And let me just go through. We just did that. Yeah, okay. So I'm just going through the assault classes. So not assault class, the 1942 variation. Bear with me for a tick. Just want to see what messages have come through here. Sorry, just reading another website. That's fine. Oops, sorry about that. Dropping all over the place. Okay. Yeah, so just looking through the different soldiers for the different eras, and then I think also go through the different weapons, but don't actually take a look into the loadouts or the unlocks for each vehicles. As I said, there's a lot of information to cover if you really wanted to. But with the game that comes out early access tomorrow, then yeah, we were able to find that easy enough as well. But yeah, I like the idea that they got 1942 and Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3 in Portal, but the gameplay felt a bit off, like not exactly the same. I guess we were all concerned whether it would feel exactly the same as the games from old. I think in some aspects it does. I never really fully played 1942. I think I remember playing it a bit at LANs. And then Bad Company 2, I never did get into it. I think at the time, I can't remember. But yeah, man, I just remember with Bad Company 2, what surprised me when I was reading about it or see other people playing was that the medic class has a light machine gun. Like, doesn't really make sense to me, but oh well. I guess that's the way it is. And then of course, Battlefield 3 definitely played the hell out of that. So for me is that I did play a bit of Battlefield 1942, mainly with a few friends on LANs and all that, but didn't really get into it back then. When they did announce Battlefield 2, then that really piqued my interest because of the modern era type of weapons and guns, gameplay and vehicles. So really got into Battlefield 2. And then, when they moved on to, now I can't remember what order they came up, but that was Battlefield 3. Then they had Battlefield 2142. I really enjoyed that. The very futuristic one, set during pretty much, the new ice age of the planet. I was hoping that, the new Battlefield would be some kind of continuation of that, but guess not. Maybe they can bring some Battlefield 2142 content into the portal mode, which I love. But alas, I did play 2142 a lot. Now, as I say, remember when the requirements for the uniforms or the outfits come out, or how you achieve them, I would actually like to know they're not something really stupid or crazy. Because I remember in 2142, one of the things you needed to do was to get 20 melee kills in one round. Now, I think I managed to do that, but that was actually crazy how we actually did that. And back then, you know, the hit registry in terms of knifing wasn't the best, so yeah, so hopefully there's nothing really stupid or outlandish. I would prefer that. I think I actually posted it somewhere, or maybe did I make a podcast back then? I can't remember, but I did mention it somewhere that instead of having something ridiculous like getting 20 knife kills in a round, which, you know, not everybody would be able to achieve or be feasible to achieve, right? Make it something that, you know, you can achieve, but over a very long time, like make it like 1,000 knife kills or 10,000 knife kills, something like that. So if you're really dedicated to it, you can get it. You're just going to take some time, but not something outlandish like 20 melee kills in one round. To get that, you either got to be quite lucky, or you got to be into a server that is working for that objective, and they just, you know, farming the system. So yeah, I'm just going through the different weapons for the different eras. So this is we're still in the Battlefield 1942. I'm just going quickly through this. As I said, we didn't have much time. I didn't want to waste so much time going through every single thing. Just wanted to get an idea what's in it. I can probably post another YouTube video for this later on if you're interested. But I've already got a couple of YouTube videos on. One is the Battlefield Portal that we played yesterday, the VIP Fiesta by Courage. That's where, you know, I was taking on, so I was 1942 classes taking on Bad Company 2 classes. That one I put onto my YouTube channel. What else did I put up there? There's a short introduction movie for the game. Like, as soon as you load the game up, it plays this little short movie clip to explain what's going on in the world of 2042. So I've chucked it up there. I've done the weapon. It's a specialist weapons, gadgets, and vehicles of Battlefield 2042. That's also another quick video that I browsed through to show you what's available in the upcoming game. And then the last one was all the player card unlocks. So we were given access to the player cards, and you can like configure how you want. So you got the badges, you got the images, and you got the tags. So that one would actually show like what is the requirements for the tags. I think there's some are basic, like play this particular game mode or go to the highest point on this map. And then also the images, I think they also showed some images. I'm not sure how you unlock them, but some do have certain requirements. Like I think one was get 200 healing using the Surret pistol with Falk. And some I think you just get from playing the game either way. But, you know, those player cards you get for your character, you can customize it. So you can see, like, especially when you kill somebody, but more than likely you're going to see other people's when they kill you. You can see like what their name is, what their ranking is, what player card they've chosen, what their tags is. And some other aspects. I think it also tells you what platform they are, so either PC, Xbox, or PlayStation, and a few other things there. So that's in the other video I've chucked onto my channel. I will make some other videos as we go along, but yeah, during the review event, wanted to spend a bit more time playing the modes, especially after day one, where pretty much for the first 3 hours I couldn't do anything. There's an issue with something on the back end where my client, I don't know if it's just like my account, but maybe my connection or something wasn't able to load in. They gave us like review accounts, so we weren't playing with our own personal Origin accounts. We were using ones that they provided to us, and for some reason mine just wouldn't, you know, get past the loading menu or the very first splash screen. So while other people were playing it, and I was teamed up with other people as well, and we were all using Discord, so I could hear them playing and what they're doing. And, you know, I couldn't really do anything. I was just waiting. So I did spend most of the time watching YouTube videos or looking at other things, like the different stuff that they gave us for information for Battlefield. But then I was still communicating with the tech support team through Discord. They're telling me, oh, we're working on it, we're doing this, we're doing that, can you try it now? I was also trying to troubleshoot their own issues myself, like restarted my PC, restarted my modem, try to check my firewall in case there was something blocking it. But in the end, yeah, it was nothing on my side was causing a problem. There's something on the back end on the servers. I'm not sure what they did to fix it, but they said, okay, we've done something, can you try it now? And then when I tried it now, I managed to get in. So that was after 3 hours of waiting to play. So I managed to get in, played a bit of Conquest, and unfortunately day one was quite, it wasn't the best in terms of, the net code wasn't the best, maybe because something wasn't up to scratch on the day. It could be that maybe there was too many people all trying to connect to one backend server or something like that. Excuse me, but yeah, that was very, very unfortunate. It was nice of them for to acknowledge my issue, and I guess I was happy in a way that when I managed to get in, I said, oh yeah, after 3 hours I managed to get in. And I said, oh yeah, great, thanks for bearing with us. We apologize for the issues, and I said, yeah, no, that's okay, fair enough. And I said, so can I kind of say that I helped troubleshoot an issue for retail? I said, yeah, sure, 100%. So in a way, I guess I could say that, yeah, I did help troubleshoot an issue. I guess in the end, if it helps other people not encounter the problem of having to connect to the server with loading issues, then great. Of course, we prefer to have that issue solved before release. Just on the downside, I kind of missed 3 hours of the game, but it's only it's just a review event, nothing special. It wasn't my account, it's just a test account they gave us. So that video is done. Okay, give it a second. I think I got another video I can check on. Bear with me for a tick. Just trying to find something. Uniforms? No, we done that. No, that one was annoying. Bear with me for a tick. What was this one? What was this? Okay, I'll show the World War II stuff that they've put into the game. Where is it? Cool. Okay, so this is the remake of, what's it called? El Alamein? El Alamein. Okay, whatever. The desert map from 1942. So I never really played 1942 properly, but this is how they remade it. And I'm just trying to get used to, like, oh, what can we choose? What can't we choose? Yeah, looks as though back then you're limited to one weapon. I guess depending on what faction or what side you choose on or what side you spawn in. And I was just trying to get an idea of what else they have, in the menus. I was trying to look to see, what's in the menus or what's available, what to do. One thing, when I see it, I'll mention it, but I was like, oh, let's just jump in, see what we can do. Give me a tick, I can increase the audio a bit. I won't increase it too much. Okay, just turn it down on my side so I don't hear it when I'm talking, but yeah, so just trying to get an idea of what's going on here. Don't ask me why this guy jumped into the vehicle and jumped out. I think it's trying to do the old classic Battlefield. Let me jump into a car, use that to get to another vehicle quicker. Waste time. Yeah, so I'm just trying to get used to this. For some reason, the mouse movement for the camera on this is absolutely slow, so didn't really feel the best. I've got all my graphics on low though, just so you know. Just wanted to put on the lowest just to make sure I get best frames possible. And of course, pretty much everybody's gonna want the best frames possible, right? So yeah, I'm just driving up. I'm actually an engineer, right? Yeah, so I thought, you know what? Let me just hail this person or to repair his tank. Why not? Do the trick. But then after I do that, I kind of realized that the guy jumped out of the tank. Like, really? Okay, no worries. I think I jump into it myself anyway, but yeah, so just trying to get used to the Battlefield 2, no, Battlefield, I say 2, because World War 2, 1942 gameplay. So yeah, it's a lot slower paced than like the newer games, but I thought I repaired this vehicle all the way through, but I guess not. So, but yeah, I guess just remember the first time you play like a Battlefield game or the old Battlefield games, you get used to different capabilities of the classes. And one thing I noticed with the tank, which was quite strange, is that when you're in third person, or when you're not zooming in, so either third person or first person, but when you're not zooming in, the minigun shoots accurately at the crosshairs. But as soon as you zoom in with the minigun, it fires to the right of the crosshairs, so you miss everything. I don't know if I can. Do I show it? Yeah, I think I do show it. Yeah, but I don't really do it yet. I guess I'm just trying to get used to like, oh, where do I go? Where do I drive to? See how we go and all those things. But this one's only got like 3 capture points, and yeah, we're just messing. I'm just messing about. There's an enemy there. So I don't even know whether the tank shell is accurate or not when you zoom in. I actually think the tank shell is not accurate when you're zooming in. Like, so it either aims it to the right or the crosshairs is off. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's just bloody annoying. Yeah, okay, so it might be a bit hard to see, but when I'm not zooming in with the minigun, or not minigun, with the machine gun, it's accurate where the crosshairs are. But as soon as you hold right click and zoom in, it shoots to the right of the crosshairs, so it makes it pretty much impossible. Very difficult to aim accurately. I'm just trying to see what we got around this. I don't know what exactly. Okay, see that was accurate. Shooting without zooming in. But then I think later on when I try to zoom in, it just goes all over the place. So it's like, what? So, but yeah, I like the idea of Portal. I think a lot of people want to play Battlefield Portal for the nostalgic effect. But it needs to be done right in terms of, I'm sure someone's going to do like a Caspian border, maybe Russia versus Russia. Okay, there you can see my crosshair is not accurate when I'm zooming in. I'm sure someone's going to do like a Caspian border, Russia versus Russia game map, or maybe USA versus USA, just to balance it out, so there's no difference between the capabilities of the vehicles and weapons. Yeah, there I'm testing the crosshair, so it's actually terrible. Don't know why that's the case, but we've already passed the feedback on. I would have thought that's something they would have noticed already, but I think that only happens with Battlefield Portal, or not Battlefield Portal, with 1942. I don't know about Battlefield 3. What did we do? Battlefield 3. Did we play Battlefield 3? I hit the plane, but nothing happened. Yeah. I think in all honesty, I kind of got tired of the Portal mode, especially the old style mode. Like, we played El Alamein, however you pronounce it, and then we played Battle of the Bulge later on. Oops, there's an enemies here trying to shoot me. Took that guy out. And took this other guy out. The 2 staff members. Okay, so yeah, we did have staff members playing. I'm assuming that's EA Australia staff members. Yeah, so as I said, if someone makes a server correctly with like Battlefield 3, Caspian Border is probably going to be the most popular one because there's only Caspian Border. What's the other Battlefield 3 map they chucked into it?
We now have control of sector Belgrade.
No Shark Canals. That's the other. That's the other Battlefield 3 one that we played later. Just feels weird going back to like the old type of Battlefield games, because the movement's not as crisp or as nimble. You want to say that? Yeah, but I'm sure someone will make a server, or I'm sure there will be proper server support by DICE to have like. Oh, and I think what's going to happen is that they will have custom game modes in Battlefield Portal up officially for some time through the server browser or through Portal itself, but I'm not sure like for how long that would be the case. And of course, you know, you can host your own, you can join other people's as well, like whether code or some other way that they're going to share it. But I think if you're going to do that, you probably want to check out the settings first. Check out the server options in terms of like what kind of game mode it is, what kind of is it hardcore, is it normal, what the damage is like, what factions they got on, what maps are they using, do they have any things different. Okay, so here's I think the tank's up there shooting at me. So you can see I'm zoomed in, trying to shoot something, and I gotta actually shoot to the right. So I gotta aim to justify that the tank shell goes to the right. So see, look, I shot there straight on the tank, and then it shoots to the right, which annoys me. So to actually hit the tank, and look at that, I gotta shoot all the way to the left a bit. So yeah, very annoying. I die in this one, not much I can do. Doesn't really help that the tank shell is terrible, but yeah. Oh, we gave it a shot. Don't ask me why it's inaccurate when you're zooming in. They must have done something to it. Yeah, so just going through some of the gameplay videos I had for Battlefield Portal, currently in the World War II era. Yes, like some of the games, like I like the conquest mode to play, because you know I won't say it's even on both sides, but you know there's no like one total stomping the other. The other one we played on Battle of the Bulge, I think is it Rush? No, it's Conquest, but it's like I think that they call it in Battlefield 3 with the Assault Conquest, where one team has infinite spawns in a base, and the other team starts off controlling all the control points. So I think I was on the defending team. Did I play as German or the Americans? I can't remember. But yeah, we had the 5 control points to begin with, and then the enemy had their 1 control point. But they have what is it? A designated spawn, a designated base to spawn from, which you know they can always spawn no matter what. But with our side, if we lost all the control points, we would lose all our spawns. So it, you know, I won't say it's not imbalanced is the word. I was gonna say it's asymmetrical. Yeah, asymmetrical. So the ping system, I guess, to highlight enemies, not highlight enemies, to point out enemies is good. I'm just trying to think. Are they gonna? Was it similar to what they done with the old style Battlefield games? Like, if anybody remembers Battlefield 3, and maybe Battlefield 4 to some aspect, there'll be a lot of, you know, pressing the Q key on keyboard to highlight where the enemies are, and then it just be like non-stop Q in the games, and then all you see on your HUD is like the orange Doritos. Yeah. That's one thing I don't like about the anti-tank class. You don't have any other weapons. Well, you got a pistol, but you don't have any other main weapon to use. So yeah, that's what I think. Maybe that's why I never really got into Battlefield 1942 back in the day, because I was just like, maybe there's a bit of high learning curve. I won't say too high. A bit of interesting learning curve to get used to. I guess back those times I was too used to like Call of Duty, especially, you know, Call of Duty 1 or Call of Duty 1 United Offensive, the DLC for the first Call of Duty. That's actually enjoyed that, playing that quite a bit. And then I think only Battlefield 2 is what piqued my interest to get into the Battlefield series. I'm more into the Modern Warfare type of style of games. So even though I guess it started off with like Call of Duty 1, and then Call of Duty 2 we know is also World War 2, and then Call of Duty 3 never made it to PC, but when Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare came out, damn, I got into that. So definitely love the Modern Warfare aspect, and that's also probably why I really want the Battlefield 2042 to do well, or to you know, succeed.
Controls most of the sectors.
But I think at the moment there'll be a few things they need to do to make it working. Hopefully we can find out tomorrow whether they have done anything in terms of the servers. Yeah, as I said, on day one of playing Conquest on Battlefield 2042, it felt though very sluggish, like lag as well. A lot of servers couldn't handle us playing. I'm not too sure why, because when we played the closed beta, did I get a closed beta? Yeah, closed beta. I mean, closed beta and the open beta. It was actually really good, especially the open beta. It's like they did a few good things to improve the gunplay or the gameplay of it. So not too sure why it seemed to be reverted or went the other way. This just confused me a bit because, you know, I thought they'd be like going in a proper direction to improve the gunplay and improve the gameplay. You know, all the feedback that we gave on open beta, you know, they can say, okay, we need to fix this, this, and this. But then it feels as though when playing this on Monday, it went the other way. It's like they unfortunately made it seem worse. And it's not just me saying that, but a lot of other people, a lot of especially people who play on a competitive level, were saying that's the case. The air vehicles once again needs to be tuned properly. You know, I didn't bother playing the air vehicles because I know I'll just probably just stuff it up and everything. But they said that the jet planes are pretty much terrible. You can't really, there's no benefit to it. How the hell did the guy get me shot at me? So it's like the planes pretty much not the best. The helicopters on the Little Bird or the Night Bird is pretty much OP. In terms of that, the rocket pods does so much splash damage. It's you know, crazy. Miniguns don't seem to do much at all against infantry. Yeah, some people are saying that they hardly ever played the Little Birds or the Night Birds previously, but when they were just trying it for the first time, they were able to do really well. So it seems as though quite very OP in the Little Birds. But yeah, the splash damage on that is insane. People are saying as well that if you were to get hit by the rocket pods of the Little Bird, I keep calling them Little Birds even though it's officially Night Birds in the game. When you get hit by that, it feels as though there's rubber banding and you can't really move properly or do anything well. So it's a bit unfortunate in that aspect. And I remember in the open beta, you see a lot of people doing the classic, I'll just one-man the attack chopper and then, you know, fly high as a pilot and then swap seats into the gunner and then just shoot from afar. And one thing that I really never liked or never understood is that why does the helicopter just continuously hover, or not hover, but, you know, it only slowly falls down and there's no pilot in it. I would prefer to, you know, drop quite fast if there's no pilot into it, especially when the rotor, or so when the rotor blades are not moving at all, because it just seems as though it's just, you know, hovering in midair. I would prefer it just like drop down quite fast if there's no pilot, or even spin out of control in some aspect. But yeah, it just seems to slowly fall down, which then gives the person a lot of time in the kind of position to do a lot of damage to people below him, and then jump back into the pilot seat and fly off again. That's just my, you know, personal take on it. You know, it is a video game. It's not real, but it's not like a proper simulation. But it just kind of ruins the fact that, you know, one person can decimate a whole team just by using that tactic. And especially since there's only one anti-air rocket in the game, it's quite difficult to take out the helicopters as well. Okay, so this is the other map I was talking about, the Battle of the Bulge, where, you know, the US team, which I spawned on, we get the 5 control points, and then the enemy gets a 1 control point, but they can't be captured. So I think I was trying to help somebody get spawned in or something, I don't remember. But yeah, so It's nice to have a throwback capability or possibility to go back into the 1942 maps, even going to the Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3. But I guess if you haven't played them for a while, the gunplay is quite different, quite strange. Especially, I'm trying to think, was it this one? Was it in Bad Company 2 where you couldn't sprint and strafe at the same time? Yeah, I think that's the case. In this one I felt as though you could sprint and strafe, which is great, but then in Bad Company 2 you couldn't, so that was bloody annoying. I think in the settings for Portal you can fix that if you wanted to. Yeah. Damn it, I keep forgetting that the bloody bazookas don't have long range. I'm so used to like modern day bazookas or rocket launchers. So it seems hard to get long range shots. Yeah, so but yeah, it's nice that you got old maps there. Hopefully in the future they bring out new not new maps, but they bring out more maps from the different eras. I'm also hoping that they bring out, that took so long. I was hoping they bring out what did they shoot me with? Grand. I was hoping that they bring out 2142 into the game somehow. Be interesting to see the that Battlefield era come back once again. Yeah, and one thing I also gotta remember that in this 1942 there's no like health regen. You actually do need a medic. So yeah, that's a bit of a troublesome thing, so just gotta get used to all this different type of things. Oh, I hit the tank, but you get no points for it, do you? Okay, my tank's gone. But yeah, it was actually fun playing all this. Thanks to EA for giving me access to the review event, or inviting me to the review event, and straight off the bat they said what we're playing or what you're gonna play is the release candidate or the release version for it. I don't know anything in terms of what they're gonna plan to do, like upcoming patches or whatnot. Only thing I think I do know that Nvidia are going to release new drivers, but I don't think it's going to be in time for tomorrow's early release. I think it's going to be in time for the official release on the 19th of November. I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, that's what it is. That's to hopefully improve performance for people that require it. That's also probably another thing that we want to see improved a bit, is the performance. Oops, there's two people under the bridge, and I used a rocket. Took one out. I think what I wanted to see is like better performance in the game. Like during the open beta, it seemed to be like hit and miss. And now I don't know, whatever. A lot of people are saying, look, they've got top of the line AMD CPU. They got top of the line AMD graphics card. And yet they were getting like, who's teammate? And yet they were getting like low frame rates. Now I'm not too sure what they deemed low, but someone had like top of the line everything. They're getting like 170 frames. I guess they've got a 240 hertz monitor, and that's why. But my monitor only goes up to like 144, so if I got 170, I'd be pretty happy. Yeah, I can understand not everyone had access to good hardware, especially on PCs, especially nowadays, when everyone's waiting for the new graphics card from last year to get back in stock. It's all low supply thanks to the pandemic and resources and chipsets and whatever. But yeah, it'd be unfortunate that you want to play a game like this, but you're limited, that you can't have anything in regards to help you improve your performance. I'm just lost for words there, trying to remember what happened here. Oh, okay, that's what happened. I got smacked by a tank. Yeah, so this one, this game mode is not bad. It's good that I guess the enemy tries to flank, and they do get good flanks on us. The only problem is that, yeah, unless you're working as a effective team, this ain't Oblivion. You're working as a good team, yeah, you're gonna be at a disadvantage. That's why I prefer the original, like the normal conquest modes, where you have one uncapturable spawn point at your main base, and everyone has the same, like, not equal numbers, but it's it's supposed to be like a symmetrical kind of map, and you're gonna be able to play. I guess also what I don't like is that if for some reason the attacking team dominates very quickly, the round ends quite quickly as well. So you kind of wasted a match, isn't it? Not really a fan of waiting for the game to load up for the next map, even though it might load up quickly in some games. Sometimes it just doesn't. Yeah, so didn't realize that in this, yeah, you don't get auto healing. I guess I'm so used to the games nowadays where you heal automatically all the time. But yeah.
Hey, someone give me some first aid.
So I called for healing. So that's actually pretty sweet. The Coma Rose is the same as the 2042 one. And then, yeah, someone dropped the healing box there, so why not? And it's strange that, like, you gotta be in the dimension, so you gotta be in the vicinity of it. I would have thought it'd be a bit bigger. Maybe they changed it. Maybe was it always that small in 1942? I don't know. Ping. I always love that ping in the Grand. Don't ask me why, but the classic World War II weapon with the Grand with the auto ejecting clip. Okay, so enemies trying to capture Charlie behind us, so this is where you can get flanked and totally get dominated. This is where typing. My keyboard's kind of stuffed up in terms of that it kind of double taps some keys, so just trying to be sure I can type properly. But yeah. So yeah, it's I wish I had more gameplay of Conquest, but on day one we didn't really have. Well, I didn't have much luck playing for a while because I had issues with getting into the game, so I actually missed out on playing all of Breakthrough. But when we had the open beta, played the hell out of the open beta and on the Orbital map. Just wish we could play like a different map as well. But some of the maps are huge, which is good, like the one in South Korea. What's that map called? Kaleidoscope with the tall buildings. That's massive. Like, feels as though it's going to be like the new Siege of Shanghai. But of course, without the building collapsing. But yeah, it's quite large in scope and size. Like, I was playing that in Hazard Zone, and the height of the building you get into is massive, like really high as well. So yeah, be interesting to see that map in a full Conquest game mode. Hopefully it all works out well and everything. Let me just see what else we got. I'll let you keep watching that while I browse, see what else I got in terms of Battlefield. No, because later on we did do
Easy sector is
a
lost. The enemy is now in control.
Battlefield Portal for
Allies are in
Bad
control
Company
of those
2.
sectors. Keep doing your jobs.
Didn't really like that at all. Didn't have too much fun doing that.
We got the enemy at half strength. Good work.
Trying to think, what else did let me just check my recordings. Recordings are all over the place, unfortunately. Oops, did I just stuff something up? Oh, sorry. Just graphics card kicking in. Actually, bear with me for a tick. I'll see if I can jump onto something
Enemy forces are attacking.
different instead of watching this continuously. I'm just gonna change over, make sure I'm looking at the right thing. Bear with me for a second. What was this? No, that's not it. Oops, I think I just froze my computer. Nope, there it is. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to find out. Go this one up again. No, not that one. This. Just trying to see. I thought I did longer recordings for something. Free for all. No. Oh, this one. That's not it. Let me check this one again. The stupid rocket one. Rocket healthy. Nope. Okay, let me just go back to this. Okay, this one is a short clip, but I think this shows like what you can actually see in terms of if you're hosting a Portal server or Portal match. Let me just bring up the game again. Where is it? Okay, sorry, the video again. So I don't have hotkeys for the different sources on my stream, so I just gotta change it over. So I think what did I do here? Okay, so this is the menu for Battlefield Portal. It'll probably be different on release tomorrow, but yeah, you can see this is someone's custom free for all, Rob's fast free for all. If you want to join that, that's there. You got browse at the top, so there were no servers for us to actually look at, but you can assume that there are going to be some there as available. If we go into hosting one, okay, so here we go. There's the official experiences by DICE. So looks as though that they're gonna set up or have. You got the 1942 Classic Conquest, Bad Company 2 Rush, Battlefield 3 Conquest, Total Conquest. Can't say it. I'm assuming Total Conquest on the right is going to be modern stuff, and Total Rush. Maybe it's a combination. I'm not sure exactly. We weren't able to jump in because they were just like there for to see placeholders. But yeah, I think this one you can host it yourself. So pretty much, if you host it, it'll be up for as long as, I think they said, as long as there's one person playing that map or playing that on the server, and then when the last person leaves, then it closes down. But these being the official experiences, I think these will always be up for whatever length of time they deem until they probably like cycle through to something else. Yeah, so I don't know. I think Battlefield 3 Conquest will be the popular one, the most famous one that people will want to go back and play. And hopefully it's done well. And they haven't really. I'm trying to think what else. I think the A10 Warthog is not in it. I know there's some vehicles not in it. I'm not sure exactly. I can't remember, but some people will mention like, how come the A10 is not in it, or why isn't this vehicle in it? You would have thought that they bring absolutely everything back into it. Maybe later on they probably will, but who knows exactly. Let me see if I continue this. Let's see what else this video has. Custom experiences. Okay, so these are deathmatch or free for all. So I think the official experiences is Rush or Conquest. Custom ones is the team deathmatch or free for all. I think those are the ones that you can configure quite a bit. The official ones you can't really configure too much. Like when I did the VIP Fiesta by Courage, that's Battlefield. Sorry, that's Battlefield 1942 versus Bad Company 2. So that's something that you can configure yourself. But in the official ones, you can't really do too much. And yeah, there's not much there. So I guess if you wanted to, you can host it, and then everybody else can join in. I think once you create or you join, so once you create one of those experiences, there's a code that you can give out, so people can join into it, or they search for it. There's something I spotted here. Just trying to remember. When you do okay, here we go, tags. So I guess if you make one, you can put tags into it, so it makes it easy for people to find. So on the left you got 2042, 1942, Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, and then you got some other ones, logic, asymmetrical player count, asymmetrical player count, score modifiers, game time modifiers, all these other options there. You got restrictions in the middle, so no vehicles, no weapons, character restrictions, no HUD, limited HUD. And then on the right you got friendly fire. What else you got? The hardcore. So if you want hardcore, you can do that as well. PvP AI. Not sure what exactly that is. Maybe you want have maybe that's like co-op. So maybe that's what I mean, co-op. So all humans join one side or join one team, and then the other team is just filled of enemy AI, so it can be like a co-op experience. It could be like a um, maybe a solo as well. Maybe you could do that. That could be like one way to. Because I was thinking before, if anybody remembers Battlefield 4, they had that, was it the practice range or the training range that you could, jump in and practice with all the weapons. You could practice the vehicles, the air vehicles, water vehicles, ground vehicles, whatever. And you could just spend so much time learning the ins and outs of each vehicle, getting used to the handling and whatnot. And even going to there to like set up your sort of keybinds and test things up before actually jump into a proper match. Um, if you could do that for Battlefield Portal, then great. But I was also hoping personally that there would be like a proper practice range or training range in this new game. Does not seem like there is. Maybe there's surprises and have it, or maybe someone will figure out how to create one for yourself. But yeah, I definitely would like that, so at least can spend time messing about in a um, practice range or a private server and learn the ins and outs once again. Because it's always going to be, for me, I tend to find that starting a new Battlefield game is that join into a game for the very first time, and then I got to set all my settings up, and then make sure that my vehicle controls are set correctly. Like, is it inverted? Is it not inverted? Check the sensitivity and whatnot. And you spend so much time doing that, you're not really playing the game. So you're kind of like letting the team down. That's just my personal feel on it. Rather be like in a private match or in the training range and doing all that myself. So yeah, there's a lot of different modifiers and stuff you can put into this. So okay, so you can see from here we got spacebar I didn't recognize. You got Conquest Large, Conquest, Custom, and Rush. All those are the maps you can choose for the portal mode. So from all that, discarded Hourglass, Kaleidoscope, Manifest, Orbit 2, and Renewal are from 2042. 1942 is Battle of the Bulge, and where is it? El Alamein, there it is. And then what's bad coming into? Valparaiso and Erica Harbor, that's it. And then what Battlefield 3 was Caspian Border and Nosha Canal. So I do feel that they will bring in other maps later on. Or they're working on the maps, but who knows? They may be focusing more on the 2042 aspect more than anything else, though. Okay, so that's it for that video. Yeah, so as I said, wasn't able to get too much over the last 2 days. A lot of time was spent playing the game, but also they did give us a lot of information in terms of what the modes are, what they expecting. They did do a Q&A for on the second day when we're talking about some feedback. In all honesty, I can't actually remember too much was mentioned. Like, a lot of people asked questions, but felt as though we already knew the answers already. But yeah. So I'm just gonna check to see if there's anything different I got here. Yeah, before I tick, I'm just going through to see what else I got. Was this it? No, that's the too short one. Family for tick. Uniforms, portal collection. So I'm just trying to find it. Where is it? Is it this one? That. Was it this one? I'm trying to find the one where I went through and did all the player cards. No, that's on YouTube already, I think. So yeah, I just think I can quickly find it. It's all over the place. Nope, not that. I thought I did rename it, but I guess not. So this.
Full titles now, meaning it's
What's that port? No, that's not it. Sorry, I thought I had it. Yeah, already. I just must have changed it. Well, actually, maybe it's part of a bigger map, a bigger video clip. This work? Oh well, we just chuck this up there. Take. Where were we? Where were we? Okay, so just going through. This is Orbital. They're all familiar with from the open beta. Yeah, one thing that kind of annoyed me is that unless you've already chosen your attachments before you jump into a match, you can't select them. So, because I just wanted to jump in and play. This is the day where I missed out the first 3 hours of the event because I had issues on the back end for me connecting up. And once again, I keep forgetting how vast and how big the orbital map is. So yeah, we're just pretty much on foot most of the time here. But yeah, I just wanted to. Don't know whether it shows how bad the aiming is. It feels like the gunplay is off a bit. I was running around a rocket when I shouldn't have. Should be running around just on over the rapid. Yeah, so you got player cards on the right, as you can see, which is interesting enough, but remember what exactly we did here, but we're just running around anyway. Just hoping for the best. Yeah, so hopefully when we get to play tomorrow over the early access, all the servers will be fully populated. And we have good connections and everything, and also gunplay. I don't know whether they would have changed gunplay over the last 2-3 days or not. The team I was not team, but so the event I was invited to for we're in the APAC event. So was it Asia Pacific? Asia Pacific. Yeah, Asia Pacific. I'm just trying to think of anything else, but the Asia Pacific area. So we had majority from Australia and New Zealand, and then we had other people from like Korea, Japan. I think they had some other places too. I'm not too sure, but I'm sure that the same thing happening on the other side of the world with say like Europe and North America, maybe on South America as well. I'm not sure, but I'm sure there'll be a lot of people giving feedback about the game, and the gunplay feels a bit off or not exactly the same as open beta. Of course, due to the embargo, we can't really say anything. So nobody would know what other people were thinking unless you are in the same region. So I'm assuming that some of the other content creators from other area would have thoughts and things to say or comments to say about this. So yeah. One thing that's been annoying is that we all got a generic name, so you can't really tell who's who. There's some of the people that you played with before or you've seen playing this. I think I just spent most of my time in this one of the first games just trying to set a few things up as well. But yeah, the gunplay sound a bit off. Helicopters are definitely quite overpowered. Don't know if that's the idea for it or they need to be fixed in certain aspect. The jets or the planes seem as though they're not really capable. I remember playing it in the open beta. It just did not seem right. Felt as though that pulling up, like on the, if you're going for a dive and you're pulling up, it's very slow to respawn. Even turning didn't seem right. And people who have spent hours in planes and whatnot said that the planes just were not the best. They felt as though they do more better on the ground. Feel as though that the gadgets might be limited, especially the anti-vehicle gadgets. You got one rocket or recoilless rocket, and then one anti-air weapon. It's like, I remember Battlefield 4, you had so many rocket type weapons. You had the RPG, you had the straw, you had the javelin missile, even things that could double for anti-air or anti-armor. You could use for both, but not in this apparently. So, you know, what is in Battlefield? Was it Battlefield 4? You had like the Igla, you had the what else was there? Can't remember the name. Sorry about that. They had different rockets, so you had different ways to take on vehicles. You just limited to like one type. So yeah, I wish the RPG would make a comeback, because that you can quickly feel so you can quickly react to use it. Yeah, I'm just reading the chat in this game. You know, someone says the gun feels worse than the beta. A lot of people are saying that. It's like the guns they weren't feeling accurate, or they weren't the best. So hopefully it's something that they definitely look into or be able to fix up.
You'll be okay.
Just a bit weird when during the beta I felt fine, and yet now they've changed it quite a bit, so who knows. It's AI, couldn't get a shot there. I think I'm using the 50 cal sniper rifle, so I'm just shooting the Surrect pistol at a teammate to heal him up. Yeah, I guess, you know, we gotta get used to the weapons. I'm like, oh, okay. Which side of the vehicle are they on? Are they on the left hand side or right hand side? I think, okay, this would be American, so be on the left hand side. You know, do I click on the right? Yeah, so as I said at the beginning, there's aspects I'm happy with, some things I'm not too much. Gunplay is the big one that hopefully they get around, if they haven't already, to fix up, because it's going to be one of the main things that we're going to rely upon or enjoy, is the gunplay. Even though there's a lot of vehicles in a Battlefield game, it's the guns that make it, right? So yeah, even if it's not perfect or feels great at the start, I think they'll be able to fix it up pretty quickly, regardless anyway. But yeah, we'll just wait and see. We got you know what they said, they've got seasons in this game now. I think what was mentioned recently was that the seasons won't start straight away. They might start later, or they'll start next year. Not exactly when next year. They'll do like a pre-season first of all, where they have like weekly or time limited events or something that you need to do. That chopper's gone. Oh no, that chopper survived. Did I hit it? No, I did. But yeah, just something to do continuously. Like, I guess most of the games now, you got like weekly things to do, like, you know, get so many kills or use this weapon or play this game mode. I remember that from Modern Warfare, the Call of Duty in 2019. Just hopefully it's not something like insane or something that's going to force you to play a particular mode they're not fond of. Like, I remember sometimes there'd be things like, oh, you got to play this particular mode. I'm going, yeah, it's easy to say, but in a country like Australia, not everybody, there's not enough people to play that particular mode even if you wanted to, or there's no interest to play that mode, so you're kind of disadvantaged at times. You won't be able to get, I don't know, all the points or the bonus points for that particular objective. But yeah, so time will tell. I do want the game to do well, but it feels as though maybe there's a bit more cleaning up or polish to be done, right? This AI? Yeah, I think I'm healing AI. And or AI, he goes on AI, whatever. You know, some people are saying maybe the game needs to be delayed a bit more, but we've already had one delay, right? So, and I feel as though it's time that I need a proper, need a good first-person shooter to jump back into. Personally, not into Call of Duty Vanguard, because that's going back to World War II. Even though I do own Call of Duty Black Ops, never played it. I got it as part of my graphics card. And yeah, not into any of the other first-person shooters. So really hoping that we can get the most out of this game. Hopefully it's done well. Did I hit that person? I don't know. No, I did not. Did not hit that person at all. Yes, someone in the chat just mentioned getting hit by heli makes you rubber band. So that's not the best feeling, is it? Maybe more testing would needed to be done. Who knows? But I'm sure that over time they can fix things up or improve things. That feels as though that's the main thing these days with games. They release it, and based on what feedback we can get from the community, they can put it into the game. I guess games are quite complex these days, so there's a lot of things they need to do into it. Yeah, so that's pretty much my experience from the 3-day event of the review event. First day, yeah, kind of like not really the best experience I had, missing out quite a bit, but I was able to get in eventually and play for a bit. Day 2 was okay with Hazard Zone, but in all honesty, it's not a mode I'm probably going to play much unless I feel as though things have changed or things have improved on. It just feels as though you jump in, you play, and then you run out of ammunition, or you can't really engage to get the data drives because you get third party so easily, especially when there's AI there. The AI will make you lose a lot of bullets while you're playing. So even shooting that AI from far took a few more bullets than expected because it feels though that the hit registry wasn't just right. And then with Battlefield Portal, I think some modes will do well. Some things will be interested to mess about in, but I feel as though that if I want to play Battlefield the way it's meant to be and to play 2042 to level up my character, level up my weapons and whatnot, I need to play Conquest quite a bit. But if the gunplay isn't there, it's going to be a bit lacking. Hello, Luck. How are you? Hope everything's okay in your neck of the woods. We're just kind of chatting about my experience of the review event and hoping that things have improved for early access tomorrow. Kind of losing my voice at the moment, so don't know how much longer I'll go. But just going through some recordings I've done already and chatting about my experiences, and already got some videos up on my channel covering a few things. I was surprised that there was a introduction trailer, introduction movie for this game, but when you load it up, it kind of tells you a bit of a backstory, not backstory, but it kind of tells you where the world is at in terms of 2042. But that's there if you want to take a look, or if you're going to get the game yourself soon enough, you'll be able to see it too. And then also go through like some of the collections of stuff you can get in the game, like the specialist weapons, gadgets, vehicles. Go through it quickly anyway. Yeah, so someone's targeted that vehicle with, I guess, the MAV or something, and yet you can't really do much against air vehicles. There's only like one anti-air weapon, which nobody would really hold because it takes up a valuable slot in your weapon. Because it's either you want to get healing or ammunition, or the recoilless rocket. You don't want to use it for anything else. One thing I gotta get used to is that you can throw grenades quite far in this. I'm not used to that. In the other Battlefield games, it feels as though you can't go as far. Yeah, look at that. My bullets seem to be going everywhere in comparison to when I played the open beta. So it feels as though that, yeah, hit registry for bullets is going to be harder, or also that the deviation of bullets is a lot higher than expected. I think, what did I do here? No. Oh yeah, so I was playing as Falk just to get the healing ability and also to heal other people, but yeah, I don't know what I was doing here, just messing about. I think what this person gets into the hovercraft, I would have thought I'd better shoot them through the window there, but I guess with the bullets just going everywhere, there's no point.
We have taken Bravo sector.
Feels just a bit off when I was playing this, and a lot of people have said the same thing. The gunplay just feels a bit different compared to open beta. Like, I don't know, like some people, I know it was in the group, in the people I'm with when we were talking, Discord, it's pretty much the game. The argument, not argument, but there's a discussion in terms of like the gunplay was good in open beta, and even though it might have like a tad feel of say like Call of Duty style gunplay, you know, with the quick movements, the sliding, they're quite accurate guns if you know how to use them properly. Felt very Call of Duty, but that's probably what needs to be in Battlefield for it to be competitive with the other shooters at the moment. You know, Call of Duty, you got Halo coming out next month, and then all the other first-person shooters out there. You know, Fortnite, for example, I would assume so. But if the weapons are not the best to play with, like you're not getting accurate shots, so you're not getting hit reg when you're accurately hitting somebody, or there's too much deviation, it feels like people are going to get frustrated and not wanting to play anymore, or maybe give up. But yeah, hopefully they'll do something to improve. But yeah, I've got I won't say faith, but I got hope that they will be able to fix things up, because day one playing felt a bit weird, like the bullets and everything, right? Yeah, so that's the one person I said before, just the one person in the helicopter who does the flying and the shooting is like, yeah, I can go back in that. I would have hoped that what they should have done is that as soon as you jump into the gunner seat, the helicopter just drops quickly. Like, look how slow it goes. It's just free falling very lightly. I would have hoped that it just drops straight away, but because the rotor blades are not moving, right? So that's just my thought of it. If there's no pilot and the rotor blades are not spinning at full effect, they should just drop. But they won't do that, will they? But yeah, as I was saying, day 2 and day 3 of the review event, the gunplay felt a bit better. Now I don't know if that's because there were less people playing on the servers that we were on. Like, I was playing free for all with 5 other people, and then we played one of the portal modes with less people. Even the hazard zone mode, the gunplay felt a tiny bit better, not the best, but a tiny bit better compared to day 1. So was I having trouble with what, over 100 people on the server? Don't know, but sometimes it felt a bit that way. Yeah, so I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Should be free tomorrow to jump into the what is it? When the game comes out, so when the game releases for early access tomorrow, I think it's 4 o'clock my time, which is 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Yeah, I'll probably jump in, spend like a good few minutes at the start setting up my controls and keybinds and whatnot. But yeah, we'll see how that goes anyway. Excuse me.
Stop the US forces from conquering every sector.
Well, yeah, sound's not really a thing in this anyway, like footsteps. I guess not as bad as Call of Duty games have been for the last couple of years, where you can't really hear anything. At least this one's not too bad. But that's the least of the worries at the moment. Yeah, the gunplay is about a bit off this one. So, well, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. I'm sure if I was to go online now and see what other people's thoughts about it, there'll be heaps of information as well. But my thoughts would probably be the same as everybody else. That Gunplay is a bit weird. Open beta felt a lot better. The other modes in Portal and Hazard Zone, I think, is a good idea, but needs to be changed a bit for it to actually attract more people to play more often. There just does not seem to be an incentive to stick to it. And then Portal, I think a lot of people play Portal because they want to like play the older games, but yeah, that's probably not really meant for me. I rather want to play the more modern stuff and see how that goes anyway. Okay, so yeah, I'll try to do another stream tomorrow afternoon or late afternoon. See how we go. Hopefully, there's no issues with servers or connections. You know that some games have issues on day one, but they should be all set for this anyway. They've been planning quite a bit, and we'll leave it for there for today. Excuse me, I'm gonna lose my voice if I don't stop anytime soon. Cool. Cheers, guys, for dropping by. Much appreciated. Just wanted to share some of my experiences with the game and review event. Got some videos on YouTube as well if you want to check them out. They just cover some information. As I said, you got the loadouts, the collections, the intro movie, and then one of the Battlefield Portal modes that I was playing early on. That was actually quite interesting too. And I'll chuck more stuff on YouTube when I get a chance with Battlefield. Could be able to put some more later on, but we'll see how we go for the time being. And yeah, let me just change that. Cool. Oops. Let me just change this back. Get rid of that. Okie dokie. I'll leave that for today. Hopefully, no issues with the game tomorrow, but who knows? We'll see how we go and we'll take it on there. Okay, we'll catch you later. See ya. Bye bye.